Cool thing. You can be a teacher. You can be this sexy singer.
Always hear like, no, but that's not me. Or
First time you gotta just embrace your fears. You're gonna feel weird. Just accept that.
oh, you're not doing it right because maybe that person is giggly.
Pay the bill. I'm gonna ask you if you want to be my boyfriend.
Welcome to Session and Secrets. And today we are in session with Amy Stargher. And thank you, Amy, for joining us one more time.
Thank you for inviting me again.
And I'm really excited to have you back and to talk about something that is related to your expertise, which is, the BDSM community and role playing and more. So tell me, when it comes to role playing, why do you think that's important in relationships?
I think that having a conversation with your partner, that is something you're curious, you want to try. Asking them if they are interested, because some couples, they find out that they are okay with having their partner just playing with other people or going to play parties. But some people, they end up being open for the idea of playing. I think it helps the couple to change the context they have, because sometimes we are not in a relationship for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, I don't know. And you don't want to keep doing the same things. You guys already know how each other works, and then you guys are always in bed or after work, after dinner, you go to bed, and it's everything again the same way, So sometimes just buying lingeries or just traveling, it's not enough anymore. So I think that role plays can bring this different, you can step into this different persona, and it can be anything. That's the cool thing. It can be a teacher. You can be this sexy singer, and then you're just corrupting your fan after a show, or you can be just a hooker. I don't know. I remember friends in Brazil telling me they like playing this role play that the woman goes through the streets with this very sexy outfit, and the partner, the boyfriend or the husband, just pass by in a car, pretend that he's picking the hooker from the streets. Oh, you're sexy. What's your rates? And then they create this whole different story.
Yes.
And it's cool because you can allow yourself to be in the different context. You don't need to do that after dinner again, going to bed, and then you guys are gonna have the same thing,
do A, B, and C. Yeah, it takes you. It's a whole different universe, right? That you could explore.
You can have different names. I think that having different names helps a lot. I don't like being called Amy when I'm in a role play because I don't feel like I'm too immersed.
Yes.
When I'm being just Amy. So I do like creating different names for my personas.
What names characters. Do you like?
I have so many. I have this character that I'm a stripper, and my name is Kristen when I'm the stripper. So I do have the stripper shoes.
Okay.
And I'm just a stripper, kind of corrupting my client, my super shy client. And I always create some
different
names.
Personas.
Yeah.
So from my clients, I always hear no, but that's not me, or I don't have the confidence. What would you say? What's something that women can do to,
I think that it's very normal in the beginning to feel weird about it. But as everything in life, you just gotta try. And then as you keep trying, you're going to find your confidence. I think that confidence comes from expertise or experiments. You're not going to just wake up confident doing things you never did in life before. Speaking a different language or traveling alone or solo. You got to do it. You got to do it for the first time, and you got to just embrace your fears. You're going to feel weird. Just accept that. And try something that is not too complicated in the beginning.
Like what? What would be just
I don't
what
know,
would you say?
whatever crosses your mind. It can be the stripper. What do you feel like you see yourself being? It can be a sexy teacher, which
You're
is
right.
something that it was part of everybody's life,
Mm-hmm.
or it can be the sexy neighbor that was showering with the window open, and then, oh, I saw you another day. Um, uh, I don't know. I need some help with my dog. And I can create like a
Different
story like that.
storyline.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes what I've heard from couples is the woman may have a little bit of courage to do it, and then the partner says something like, oh, you're not doing it right because maybe that person is giggling, or it comes across as like a child instead of
Mm.
being empowered. And
I think that giggling is okay because that means you're having fun. It's a normal reaction. I don't think that should throw you off
yes,
unless you're having like a different type of play that you have to be serious. Like, I'm a cop and I'm gonna arrest you for doing these naughty
right,
things, and then
okay, I
I'm
see
also
it.
gonna do things on the side, that don't tell the police department that I'm doing these things, but I'm gonna take you home. I don't know, but unless you're in a very serious type of role, I think that giggling is okay.
So you should match.
Yeah, just come
The
back to your
personality.
thing, giggle, but then, but okay, I'm back.
Come back.
You
Yes.
know?
And then we should tell the man, don't, encourage, right? Encourage. Don't put people down. Don't put your partner down for trying.
Yeah.
Right. And what about, we've been talking about some of these topics, and we were saying of how maybe the roles have changed in our generation, right? Where we're more empowered and we have more equality, at least like on this side of the world. How do you think that has affected like the world, the dating scene, men and women in general?
I think that is good and bad at the same time. From my perspective, of course, everybody has a different perspective, but I remember like using dating apps like 15 years ago when they started, like with Tinder. That was the first one, if I'm not mistaken. And guys were really stepping into their masculine role. Like, I'm the one picking you up. I'm the one paying for the bill. I'm the one asking you if you want to date me first. So that was like, at least in my culture, I'm from Brazil. So in Brazil, it's not normal for girls to be the ones like, oh, I'm going to pick you up. I'm going to pay the bill. I'm going to like ask you if you want to be my boyfriend. But nowadays, like, it can come from both sides. I don't think this is the problem. I think the problem is like the lack of representativity. I don't know if I'm saying this right, but like, I don't feel like the men have like someone that is like a model for them to to still have their masculinity alive. I think they are feeling very lost right now because the women were really like, oh, we need men to be more vulnerable, and then men started being vulnerable, and now they are like, oh, you're all weak. Like, you're crying. Like, what type of men are you? So the question is, what type of men are you looking for? Because if you are ashamed men for being sensitive and vulnerable, so when are they gonna be allowed to be vulnerable? With who? If not with you, so who is gonna be the one listening to them or helping them to just feel comfortable with lows and highs? So I hear in LA, like, I'm pansexual, bisexual, so I dated girls too, and I've seen the girls really being really mean. I think part of that it's because they are really like excited about this like
Empowerment.
but at the same time, I felt a little bit of the pressure of like dating a girl and just having to be the perfect am I in the masculine or feminine role right now? Like, do I have to always like invite her, be the first one texting, or she's gonna think like what she's gonna think about it? And I usually ask men when I'm going on dates, like, why you didn't text me next day? Like you didn't like the date, or you didn't like anything. Like I feel like most of people, they think it's just easier to run away and not talk about it. So everybody's in this place right now that they don't know what to do. They ghost, and then they appear next day with a different girl, and then the other girl's like, well, why you did that? Like I thought we had a good date, a good dinner. Yeah, I feel like I think that the girls could understand that is very, it feels so good to be in this very powerful position that now the the economy, the economic power, I don't know if this is the word, like is more like going towards the women. But also like if we keep like just telling guys they're weak, they don't know how to do things. They don't know. So teach them how you want them to do things. How do you want to be loved? How do you want to be treated? It's not like, I know girls are like, oh, I gotta teach men, really? But there's no other way. How are they gonna learn things, like besides watching podcasts?
Yes. And I think it like sometimes it creates an unrealistic expectation of, like we have to match in all sides, right? Like a puzzle piece, like that's matching all sides. A puzzle is not going to match all sides, right, of you. So it does create, it's unrealistic. It's like, I don't know, when I scroll through social media, it's all about, find everything you were looking for, find, the perfect, your perfect soulmate. Well, that's sort of like a fairy tale fantasy.
I think that you build/create your soulmate. I think there are some basic things that you're looking for. Some dreams you have for the future. If the other person is not really looking for the same, of course, I don't know if you should keep trying that person. But there are some things that people change, like in a relationship. Like I had this conversation with my parents, and they were like, oh, when I started the relationship 30 years ago, it was totally different. Like I was very bad with my finances, and then my partner helped me to be better at it. And now I'm great. Or like, oh, I decided just to let her take care of the money because I'm very bad at organizing bills and doing things like that. So I have a different role now. I don't care. I don't take care of the money. She is the one responsible. You just have to figure out things. Like I think people, we are in this era that everything has to be now, and we don't have like the patience to just let things flow. Like of course it's very important to let your partner, whatever person you're dating right now, know like your desires. I want to have kids, for example, if this is something very important. But there are so many couples that they never thought about having kids, and now they are parents and they are so happy with that. So things change,
Yeah, yes, they do. And I think, we a person needs to adjust to the person and exactly have a clear vision of, I always say, how do you want to live life, right? So if it's going to be, accepting you have strengths and weaknesses, and then your partner also has strengths and weaknesses, and then how are you going to combine those, right? And become a better couple, right? And so
it's supposed to be a team,
right? Exactly. It's supposed to be a team. And so sometimes I think we've become a little, we meaning women, we've become a little not everyone, right? Not all of us, but sometimes there is this expectation that this person should be, vulnerable, but then when it comes to bed, he should be the the dominating one, and he should still be alpha, and and he should be a provider, and he should change this and that, and he should do all this stuff. And so I don't, that's not, I that's really hard to have someone meet all those expectations.
And priorities change. Life changes all the time. Sometimes you meet like a partner that is the alpha you're looking for, but then he's going through some hard times, and then he's not going to be the alpha anymore. So that's the moment the other side should
pick up.
and help. And then like, okay, I'm going to take care of this now because you need me to be this alpha right now. And why not?
Yes. Or the opposite, right? Sometimes men think that they think on their own. Maybe they do have a partner that is open to them being vulnerable and that accepts and, that is open. But they have the thought of, because they're like the providers or they're the CEO of their company, they're the boss, the supervisor, the manager, that they should keep it to themselves and they should keep it together, right? So you also have the men that keep it to themselves to try to keep this persona. And then maybe when it comes to sex and fantasies, that's when really they can let go of those, right? What's your experience with that?
I've noticed that most of these men, they have a lot of power. They are CEOs. They do look for balancing bad. And that's the moment they don't want to be the CEO. They want to let it go. They want to receive. They want you to decide how things go. And they feel so bad about it. Most of them, when I have conversations with them, they are like, "Oh, my partner's never gonna accept me for feeling submissive because they see me as this powerful man, and if I ask them to be the dominating one or to dominate me, they are gonna think like I'm a weak man."
Yes.
But then people gotta understand there's a difference between your sex life where you just create fantasies and who you are when you have responsibilities, when you wake up early and you have to go to your office and take care of your company. Like, you can be both.
Yeah.
And you can switch. You can be sometimes the powerful one in bed, and then, like, this is too much for me. I need an assistant.
Yes, exactly. Or women, right? Like, you could be the mom, the housekeeper and everything else, and then change your role as this, powerful person when it comes to sex and intimacy.
Yeah.
And so, what would be your, do you have any? Well, when it comes to like role playing, do you have any ideas of how to do it at home? Do it yourself.
It takes I'm not gonna lie, like, it's hard in the world we are right now that everything is so fast. We are always doing, working to actually separate time for that. So I've been, from the podcast that I watched about relationships, sexuality, I learned something that it was like, it changed my life. That is like, you got to schedule it. You're a busy person. You got to separate time. I know it sounds a little weird, like, oh, I'm going to separate time to have sex. Yes. You're going to separate time to relax. You're going to separate time to play with your pet, to read a book, to go grab coffee with your friends. You're going to schedule time to tell your partner, today, when you come back home, I really want to try this thing. I know it's going to feel very weird. It feels weird, but you got to do that in the beginning so you can get used to it. After the third time doing it, like every Tuesday after your work, we are going to try this little thing. It's going to be a little weird in the beginning, but I can tell you it's going to help you to always like look forward. Like, I know every Tuesday I'm going to have that thing. So every Tuesday, at 8, I know my partner is coming back home. I'm going to be wearing this different thing. I'm going to have a different name. We are going to go grab dinner first. So I think it's exciting knowing you have that thing waiting for you, the moment. I have many role plays that I like. I do like the stripper one. I like the teacher one. I like the mommy Domme one. I like the stepsister one. They are
Tell me about that one, because the other ones are they're like the most common ones, right?
right.
The most popular.
Yeah, they are very popular.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that the stepsister one was the one that kind of blew my mind the most. And I brought this to my therapy sessions, and I realized that I like that role because it makes me feel like I'm in this person's not gonna run away from me because we're living in the same place. So this person's gonna see the ugly and the beautiful in a daily basis, like when we are just being stepbrothers, like doing homework and just dealing with house stuff. But then we are gonna have this little secret time that our parents are not gonna be seeing, and then we're gonna look at each other. If in some way makes me feel like it's nothing that separates me from the caring, the nurturing, the family space from, because sex for me, it has to be in a place where I feel safe. And I think that your stepbrother is someone who's going to be every day there with you, dealing with all the family stuff. And also have that little secret. I feel like secret and prohibited things, they bring that little novelty, mystery,
Yes.
like I'm being
sure.
wrong, but
Yeah.
that's kind of exciting at the same time.
Yes.
I
And
do
if you're
like-
doing with your partner,
Yep.
right? Like it's safe.
I do like feeling like I'm doing something a little wrong with my partner.
That's why, yeah, I mean, it releases, right? Something excitement is going to release dopamine, right? The pleasure hormone. And so that's why people, go outside of marriages and have affairs, because they need a
Exactly.
little hit of dopamine. The brain is saying like, you're low. Maybe you're feeling lonely or bored or stressed out. And so the body feels emotions, and all those things can help us, not only spice up your sex life, but also help your mental health and your mind. Like engaging in role plays.
Have you been having a lot of clients or patients that talk about it? Like, do you feel like people have been more open to talk about sexuality now?
Well, because I'm a sex therapist, so they usually come knowing that they're going to talk about sex, right? But not all my patients are sex therapy clients. But yes, at least with me, they're open. And sometimes, they share like, I'm the only person that knows, their thoughts or their fantasies. And they're so afraid of sharing those with their wives. It's usually men.
It's usually men.
So, and so sometimes in therapy, that's all the work we do, facilitating that conversation, right? Being able to open it. So sometimes, when we talk about it, and then we kind of create what type of communication they want to have, and, the words and how to conceptualize and describe that fantasy. And they're so ashamed and scared. And then they go and they come back and they were like, she was okay. And she was.
I feel like women are always the ones that kind of are more open to sex stuff. For example, one example that I think it's silly, but it might help people understand that. I remember going to the Domme convention, and at the Hilton LAX, the hotel, and they were having a retirement teachers convention at the same time. So all those people wearing latex and those fun outfits were taking the elevator with like
retired teachers.
So I remember this scene I'm never gonna forget. I was taking the elevator, and then this couple older people were like, oh, what is happening in this hotel? Are you guys wearing this like a fashion show? What is that? And then we kind of like, oh no, it's like a fetish type of thing. We were trying to be kind of polite about it. And they were like, the woman was like, oh babe, we should try this. Yeah. It always comes from women. Like, it's so cool to think like, some people have this mentality that men are always like the ones looking for sex. They're always like, like wild animals, like always hungry for sex. But
Yeah,
women are, I feel like they are the ones that kind of
poke or
they are more open. I feel like when I have conversations about sex with my mom and my dad, I feel like my mom is way more open for it. Maybe because I'm a girl and my dad, it feels a little.
maybe
He's
your
still
dad,
very
maybe
open, but
your dad gets shy.
he doesn't get shy.
No.
But I feel like my mom is just like,
More open.
Oh, I remember like a movie that shows that, or like, you know, she's so, it flows like with her.
It's just a conversation.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. Well, thank you for joining us, Amy. And
Thank you for inviting me.
It was a pleasure having you with us. And where can they find you if someone wants to know more about you?
They can find me on Instagram. My handle is Amy Stargher, and also on YouTube. They can check my music videos with a little kinky thing
flavor. It's sprinkled in it. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Amy.
Thank you.